So I'll try and make it easier for you guys, okay? So the Steno app, what you do when it comes to using the Steno app, ni ya kukuguide, okay? So what is the process? Ama when I want to enter a trade, nataka kuingia certain trade, nataka kuingia buy Euro USD, okay? So the first thing you do is utakuja kwa chart yako, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do ni kukuja kwa chart, then analyze the chart, okay? So what do we have? So let's take, for example, niko at this point, okay? Now, yeah, whatever, the other points, okay? So na expect hii market itabuy, okay? So I'm expecting hii currency itabuy. Yes. And the audio. Okay, we just check on your side because I think yangu iko sawa. Just check on your side. Then tell me. Okay, I hope iko sawa. I hope the audio is good. Okay, let's just move on. Okay, so let's take, for example, this currency, okay? So na expect this currency itaendelea kubuy, okay? Remember, sijafanya any analysis on this, so usiingia market just because I'm saying itabuy, okay? So, but let's say to analyze this currency, we're expecting here market itabuy to around this point, okay? So tuna expect hii market iko likely kubuy mpaka hapa, okay? Then my stop loss itakuwa previous, what do we call it? Previous resistance at this point, okay? So this is what we'll have. So na expect hii market itabuy, my stop loss hapa, then I want to enter the market. No. So my balance is 48,565, okay? So what do? Unakuja kwa new order, okay? So nataka kubuy. I want to know the volume that I can use ndio ikuwe 2% of my balance, okay? Ndo nisiingie na with a lot of risk. So that's why you go to your Steno app, okay? It's an easy process. Unaenda to your Steno app, just key in the amount, the balance of your account. Let me just do this. Then the risk percentage ni 2%. Nataka ku risk 2%. Okay. So 48,000. Sorry about this. Ingefanya kitu kitambo. Okay, yeah. 2% stop loss in pips. So my stop loss itakuwa, let's say around 40 pips. Okay. Come on. Then the currency pair ni Euro USD. Okay. Then calculate. So the risk amount for me ni $960, okay? So nitatumia volume ya lot ya 2.4. Okay? So it's that simple. So ndakuja hapa 2.4% ama 2.4 as the volume, okay? Then nataka kubuy. That's simple. Then you just press buy. And there you go. Then stop loss yangu, I'll just drag and drop to make it easier, around 40 pips. Yeah, around somewhere 40 pips. Then my take profit. Okay, that's simple. Now there you go, you have your trade. Okay, So yeah, that is the process. So sasa imebaki, you just manage that trade. Hope that's easy enough. So it's not complicated. Nimeongea mob. It's for you to understand what is going on. But the process is just so easy. Sijui sijatafuta kama kuna stini ya laptop. I'll make sure to do that. But yeah, that's the process. You decide kama unataka kubuy ama sell, unaingia that specific market. Then what do? You go to your Stino app, then you calculate based on the balance. Okay, nimetumia 48,000, not 48,565, but you can do that so that you can get the percentage risk uko nayo for that specific trade, that specific currency. Ukienda kwa gold, if you are doing this on gold, I'm certain ingekuwa a totally different thing. Okay, then so Stino app for risk management, the amount, the risk percentage, price or amount, the lot size to use. And something I need to mention, just something I have to mention, ratios. Kuna watu wanakuambia kama uta risk 20% on your stop loss, then unaweza take profit na ratio ya 1:4 ama risk ama ratio ya 1:3. Itakulimit. That is going to limit you a lot. The reason is, so you can imagine this is 40 pips, okay? Tuna expect price ifike huku. Remember sijafanya any analysis on this currency. So this is just for the basis of this session, okay? So tuna expect price ifike huku. If at all tutapima the ratio, this is 300 pips na risk ya 40 pips. If at all tulikuwa tunatumia ratios, then tungeenda for around 160 pips. That's 1:3. So 160 pips ni around hapa. So you can see all these umemiss over 150 pips just because ulitumia ratios. So what I'll tell you, me personally, hata situmiangi take profit. The best weapon ama the best way to approach these markets is using your stop loss. Market may move 20 pips. What do? Move your stop loss kwa entry. Okay, so what do we mean by moving the stop loss kwa entry? It's simple. Okay, so unakuja kwa this trade. Okay, tuko na euro USD, tunataka kumove stop loss yetu kwa entry. You can see hatuwezi move stop loss kwa entry right now because bado price iko kwa entry. So what do? Right click, okay, then modify or delete order. Okay, so just click hapo, then stop loss. Okay, so what is our entry kwa hiyo market? 1 point ama whichever price. This is the price tuliingia nayo, sindo? So that is the price tutaki in as our stop loss. So utapata this stop loss imemove mpaka hapo kwa entry point. Okay, hope I'm making sense. Hope I'm making sense. In case kama uko na swali, just feel free to ask. So utamovisha this stop loss kwa entry. So what does that mean? That means simply, so in case hii market iamue itabuy, so hii market iamue itabuy mpaka hapa juu, okay, iamue itabuy mpaka hapo, then all of a sudden iamue ni kurudi chini. So what happens? Your stop loss iko kwa break even. So I need you to to be keen on that word, break even. Okay, so in case kama hii market itaamua kuturn, itapata stop loss yako mahali uliingilia market, so you'll be closed out with 0 profits and 0 losses. Okay, so that is what we call break even. Okay, then let's say market will move to around this point, then tukaamua kumove stop loss yetu around 10 pips. Okay, so you can imagine sasa this stop loss ikiwa around hapa. Okay, so in that case tutakuwa tumemake profit. Okay, but tumesecure trade yetu, so in case stop loss iende iturn, itatutoa tukiwa na some profit. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense. So stop loss, once you move your stop loss mali trade ishakuwa profitable, what is going to happen? In case it turn, then market ita end up kukutoa kwa, ama utatoka kwa market with some profit. Hope I'm making sense. Leo nimeongea mob, but I really hope I'm making sense. If you don't get anything, ask. Okay? So I hope I'm making sense on your part here, stop loss. So let's take, for example, a sell. Okay? So let's say we have this currency. Okay? So we have a short. Ama tumeingilia market, a sell. Tuko na this. We have that. Okay? So let's say tumefika at this point kwa market. Around hapa tunataka kuingia sell na stop loss yetu wapi? Hapa. Okay? Hope I'm making sense. Hope you are confused. Like by all means, because I'm speaking too much. Naongea more, but hope at least you guys are getting something out of it. So let's say tumesema tunataka kuingia market sell hapa. Okay? Stop loss yetu hapo. Then what happened ni market ika move. So you see that. So tukaamua tutamove hii stop loss wapi? Kwa entry ama slightly hapo. Okay? So this is now the stop loss. This is our entry here juu. Okay? Then market ikaamua kumove. So you can see that. Stop loss yetu in case hii market ingerudi ifike hii point, then tungetoka kwa market ama ingetutoa kwa market automatically with no profit and with no loss. Okay? So in this case sasa uamue kumove stop loss yako to around this point. That is 200 pips. What does that mean? Inamaanisha in case hii market iturn ianze kuenda juu ama i-change trend, then you're already making 200 pips as the profit. Okay? So you can see this. So in case hii market ya mwenye kushuka mpaka around huku, one, haujalimitiwa na ratio that nili take profit na ratio ya 1:3. No, cause ingekuwa ulitokea market huku already. Okay? But sasa in case ya mwe kwenda huku, na wewe ushinde ukimovisha stop loss yako, hata in case ifike hapo chini then ya mwe kurudi juu, you've already made about, how many pips is this? 600 pips. Okay? Na mtu aliingia market depending na ratios alikula around 20 pips, na because market isha move ama because the market is already moving, then there's no way utaingilia market mali trend inaendelea kumove. Okay? Just a minute. So there's no way utakuja kuingilia market around hapa because of a few things. You're not certain. Hii market imekaribia this point, but kuna this previous resistance. So you can see, so hapa, there's a chance this market inaweza buy. Okay? Hope I'm making sense. Hope mnaelewa. I really hope mnaelewa. So at this point, you can see based on this, market iko ina previous resistance. So inaweza act kama previous support. Okay? So in this case, to secure this trade, so let's assume tulikuwa na a trade already. Okay? Tuliingilia trade yetu hapo. Stop loss yetu tushamovisha around hapa. Okay? So this is the stop loss. Then tukiangalia tuko na this point yenye ili act kama previous resistance yenye inaweza act up kama support at this point. So what do you do to secure your trade? To make sure you get the best out of your trade, you don't close. Unaweza close kama uko certain market ita reverse, ama ukiona imeform something to reverse, then you can close. Okay? But in this case tunaweza movisha stop loss to a relatively specific point yenye inaweza kuwa na support ama resistance ya previous yenye ili breakiwa. So in this case ninge move stop loss to around this point. Okay? So that's how many pips is this? So that's about 40 pips. Okay, so in case hii market reverse 40 pips, then itanitoa kwa market. But in case hii market iamue kuendelea kushuka, I'll still be making money. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense. Then in case you drop another 20 pips below this point, that's when I'm going to move my stop loss up. So it's all about getting the best out of any trade that is running. Okay, so with this uta end up kuwa able to hold trades zako for long because they are always secure. Then another thing, it is better for you to break your even. It's way better for you to be broken even than hii kitu inge reverse ama hii market inge reverse then ikupate outside. Okay, so you can imagine hapo umemake 0 profits na 0 losses, but ungekosa kumovishia stop loss to break even, ungemake ingekupata, yes, imemove. There's nothing as painful as that. Imemove a few pips, okay, then all of a sudden imeretrace, imekupata off guard. Okay, then ikisha kutoa na stop loss yako iamue ni kushuka. Okay, so it's better ukiwa na stop loss yako kwa entry, let it do whatever it wants. Okay, ikikutoa the better, with the break even the best. Okay, so I hope sijaongea more, but I hope you guys know whatever I'm trying to say. I hope you, by all means, trading is not easy, but you started. Why quit now? Why quit halfway?
Manzi audio. Audio. Ama umenyamaza tu?
Audio is kiki. Na sahi?
Niko sawa.
Iko sawa? Okay. So yes, the next thing we talked about Pip Value. Okay. So then tutaenda kwa trade stops ama limits. Okay. So in trading, ikikuja to trade entries, I'll tell you one thing. Don't focus too much on trade kuingia tu kwa market immediately. Okay. It's all good. It's all drilling and whatever, but to always make sure you get the best out of the market, tumia pending orders. Okay, so what do we mean by pending orders? Let me just close this. So what do we mean by pending orders? Basically, unaweza set, let's take for example hii market. Okay, tulikuwa tumeingilia market at that point. Okay, stop loss yetu ilikuwa below, so niko na this specific point na expect hii market, if at all ita break above hii point, then that is why it's likely to have a momentum ya buy. Okay, but in this case bado tuko na probability hii market inaweza sell. Okay, so tuko na two probabilities. Market, yes, iko in a place iko likely ku sell. Okay, but pia niko na probability moja inasema market inaweza buy. Okay, so you need to get the best out of your market. So what do? Unakuja una sell ama unakuja una set a pending order above hapa. Okay, if at all una expect hii market ita buy to this point. Okay, so for me sitaingia market direct hapa. Why? Because unaweza ona some consolidation before either iende juu ama ishuke. Okay, then tuna expect kama itashuka ama inaweza form some consolidation around hii point. Okay, so there might be some consolidation around hapa. Okay, so if at all your market itasell, then I expect itafika around hii point before it sell. Okay, so what do you do in this case? You're not certain market kama ita buy ama ita sell, but you need to watch the price ndio ujue what is going to happen. So there are few approaches to this. One, unaweza wait for your price ifike one of these 2 points, okay, for you to enter. then set stop loss. That's a safer option. But let's say you're planning on kuenda somewhere outside ama markets ni zile there inaweza kuwa na a lot of volatility all of a sudden, then unataka you get the best out of it. So in case hii market itasell, nataka ikifika hapa iactivate immediately. Okay, then expect hii market ikianza kubuy, ikifika hapa iactivate automatically. Okay, so that's where tunakujanga kupata the pending orders. Pending orders ni mali hii market ukiseta pending order at this price, market ikifika hiyo point, that's when the trade itakuwa activated. Okay, then in this case una expect ikianza kushuka, ikifika hii point ndo itashuka kabisa, si ndo? So una set a pending order. So hii market ikidrop to this point, that's when itakuwa activated at this point. Okay, so how do you set hizi pending orders ama these pending orders zinakaaje? Okay, so these are the pending orders. Okay, so I hope you see this. So tuko na buy stop, tuko na buy limit, sell stop na sell limit. I'll tell you to focus more on the buy stop na sell stop. Okay, buy limit na sell limit zitakam afterwards, but what I'll tell you ni focus on the buy stop, sell stop. So this image iko kwa the Pips Masters Learning Group. Okay, you can get the image, but I'll send the image. So what you need to understand, ama what you need to know about this ni buy stop ni mali una expect price ikibuy mpaka ifike a certain point, then currency itaendelea kubuy. Okay, sell stop, currency ikiendelea kusell mpaka a certain point, then tuna expect further sells. Okay, buy limit una expect currency iko ina sell right now, but ikifika a certain point, a certain resistance ama a certain resistance, then iko likely kuturn ianze kubuy. So that is where this gets technical. Okay, so by all means avoid any buy limit na sell limit, then expect market iko ina buy trend. Okay, then una expect ikifika mahali juu kwa resistance fulani itaenda iturn ianze kusell. Okay, so let's look at this. Sorry about that. Let's just share the screen. So in this case, we're going to look at this market. Okay, we're using EURUSD. So far tumeagree hii market inaweza buy na inaweza sell, no? So tuna expect, so for us to set our buy stop, okay, for us to set our buy stop, to expect hii market ibuy mpaka around this point. Okay, so tuna expect hii market ikiendelea kubuy ifike hii point, then iko likely to move to the upper side. Okay, so that is the buy stop. Okay, but tuna expect hii market ikianza kusell below this point itaendelea kusell. Okay, so you can see this. So ikifika this point tuna expect your market ifike huko. That is the sell stop. Okay, so tuna expect ikisell past this point itaendelea kusell. Tuna expect ikibuy past this point itaendelea kubuy. Okay, so I hope umeelewa the buy stop na sell stop. So to the technical part, buy limit na sell limit. Okay, so tuna expect hii market ikifika this point itaanza kusell, no? So tuna expect hii market, yes, itabuy, we are certain inaendelea kubuy, no? But tuna expect ikifika at this point itatani ianze kusell. Okay, so that's where you set your sell limit. Ikifika hapa, this is the limit for it to start selling. Okay, then let's say tuko in a downtrend. Okay, tuna expect hii market ikifika this point, okay, ikifika this point, tuko in a downtrend right now. Okay, so tuna expect ikifika this low point hapa, market itaturn ianze kubuy. Okay, hope that makes sense. So that is where we set our buy limit. Okay, this is the limit market itafika so that it can start buying. So the disadvantage of using buy limit na sell limit ni you can never be certain, because kama market iko in a certain trend, stop looking for reversals. Look for entries za kukula na that trend. Okay, so let's say market iko in a downtrend. Stop looking for reversals. That is the biggest mistake we make as traders. Tunataka kufocus on mali market itaturn. Okay, and forget market ikiwa in a certain trend, and forget hizi trends. Okay, so you can see last week tulikuwa tuna expect ati juu market imefika this point ita sell. Okay, so this is what happened, then ika break out. Okay, so kama tulikuwa tuna focus on it kusell, of which most of the people were doing, tuliingia sell hapo na tukue very comfortable with the sell. That is the biggest mistake traders make. So you can see this market ime break out, inaendelea. What is the general trend yenye tunaona? Market iko in an uptrend. Okay, we can see reversals. Tunaweza, those are very, we can wait for them comfortably. Okay, we can see this reversal, but it's not certain mali itaform ama mali itaanza. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense. So stop looking for markets to reverse, ama stop waiting for markets to reverse. Follow this trend. So imagine kama uliingilia buy hapa ama ulitokea market hapa and didn't go for a short because the market is in an uptrend. We're going to see how to make the best out of easy trends. We're going to learn a strategy whereby tunaweza avoid the notion that market ikifika that point ita reverse. Okay, we're going to look at a strategy and ita filter out all these sells zenye tungeingia just because there is a resistance ama there is a support at a certain point, then market end up to break out. Okay, so that's where this comes in. Okay, so you can see this, not the best, but you can see that is where the moving average is coming. Okay, this is just by the way. So you can imagine kama everybody alikuwa na expect hiyo market ikifika hapa i reverse, moving average yetu ikatuambia the market bado iko in an uptrend, ama we didn't see hii market ama any violations of the 21 EMA. Okay, so kama hatukuona any violation of this red line, okay, for wenye hawajui EMA, kama hatukuona any violation of this, then that means market bado iko in an uptrend. Okay, so it's that basic. There are things you're going to be focusing on. Kama it's a violate this, kama it has not broken the rules on this, then we're still riding the trend. Okay, so in this case, kama you had a buy Euro USD, what would you do? Una move to stop loss yako around this point. Okay, so ukimove stop loss yako around that point, trend inaendelea, you're still some pips better than someone else. Okay, so tuko na 10 minutes. Break even tumesema ni where market the market break even ni mahali unamovisha stop loss yako kwa entry point, okay? Ama you manage your trades with your stop loss, okay? Then scaling in. Scaling in basically ni mahali unapata uliingilia buy, let's say you took a buy hapa, okay? Then ukakuja ukaingia another buy hapa, haujafunga hii bado, okay? Then hapa ukaingia another buy, okay? So you have 3 trades, but zote ni buy, 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 okay? So that is basically what we call scaling in. It's a bit technical, CSI not important sana, but you need to know it. So yes, any questions? Any questions at all? Najua nimeongea mob leo, but you guys, it's very important, like very important, especially when you buy stop and sell stop. Just imagine this picture. This is your trend line, okay? Una expect your market ikipita hiyo trend line, not trend line, but your support na resistance. So let's take for example, hii itakuwa your resistance. So una expect market ikipita hii resistance, itaendelea kubuy. Una expect market ikibreak this support, itaendelea kusell. Okay? Assume buy limit na sell limit. They're good to understand how they work. They're not the best things to use at this stage. Ama at any stage. Personally, I don't think hata nazitumianga that much. Okay? So yeah, any more questions? Any sort of questions, something you've not understood, something you need us to look at. 7 minutes. Ama nimeongea mob nikawashtua. Trading inakuanga ngumu. Nobody should lie to you at trading is easy, at ukianza kutrade, kubuy na kusell. No. It takes mostly your psychology, because markets zita make sure they frustrate you, don't quit, okay? And they'll make sure they make the most out of you. So in this case, unaweza imagine watu wangapi they had a sell at this point na stop loss yao hapa. Okay? So you can imagine the number of people who had this as a sell. Ama watu wangapi walikuwa na expect market isell. That's how they make money out of us. But if you're smart enough, you'll make some good money out of them. So yeah.
Like for now in USD, I think the price will still keep going high.
Yes.
How big candle? They see that when you've seen a candle has got a longer shadow, it means that the buyers are bidding their prices high. Or
Yeah, yes. But sasa, some of the candles zinaweza symbolize indecision kwa market. Okay? So, okay, what I'll say ni, the end of the day, lazima tu experience data come kudetermine kama you're able to catch easy. Okay? Because, okay, but this shows us the buyers are in control. By all means. Then there was a good example. Mali tuliingia boxi water. You see this? At this point, kila mtu aligo for a sell. Then our targets. So una imagine mwenye hakuwa na stop loss zake, ama mwenye hakuwa amesecure trade return the frustrations. Because niko sure kuna mtu alisema hapa ati imeform double top. This point na this point. Okay? Then ikakuja ikawaambia vizuri sana itasell. So lazima it takes guts, but in the end of the day, lazima we lose some, we make some. But personal opinion, tunaweza ona consolidation ya Euro USD. I won't be surprised. Some sort of consolidation. Yeah, a few days, but eventually market itabuy. But then, something I've just seen, tuko na this. So you can see in the end of the day, you really need easy trend lines, support na manini. So we still have this. Then you need to be careful pia na the EMAs ukitumia time yenye unatumia. So we have this. So one indication that we might see a sell ni if tuta break your point. Okay. But before we break this point, I won't be looking for a sell. Hata tukibreak that point, at least price ikuje below this point. Okay. So that's when we'll go for a sell. But before then, it's just sitting and waiting. But there's a big probability of a buy. A very big one. So yeah, questions. 4 minutes. So at this point, bila kutumia the moving averages, I need you guys to develop a trading system. Ama what do we call it? I need you guys to have a way. Ama you write down, have a book, write down how you're going to enter the trades. Vile utatoka trades. In short, have a trading strategy, a mini trading strategy. Anza kudevelop sahi. Uanze kuandika, nikianza kuingia market, what will I look for? How will I look for it? Najua saizi itakuwa frustrating cause there's nothing, hakuna kitu ita work out because bado lazima you piece hizi pieces pamoja. Na after you piece the pieces pamoja, lazima sasa you perfect on them. Okay? So saizi it won't be the best ama itakuwa the most profitable moments. That's why you should not be trading with a live account. By all means, achaneni na live account. By all means, achaneni nazo. There's a lot of time, you'll make more. Hizo pesa zenye unaenda kutupa bure, that $100 unaenda kupeana bure, save it up, ongeza pesa. A time will come, mali utafeel personally, utakuwa so comfortable with these trades. Okay? So wait for that moment. Utajua, you always know when you're ready to trade live. Okay? But for now, you guys, don't be in a hurry. Hizi pesa haziendi anywhere. Every day is a new opportunity. Every day there's a new currency in a form, a certain formation. Every day there are few currencies zimeanza ku move. They are moving 20, 30 pips a day. So every day you have an opportunity to make money. Na kama saizi there is this much opportunity na bado kuna corona affecting the markets, can you imagine time kutakuwa all good. So right now take the time, learn the skill. Ukisikia quit for a week, quit for 2, come back. Personally I quit for a month. Mimi nilitupa hii kitu nikasema ikwende, but I still came back, and that's when I learned the hard way. Yeah, na once imeingia kwa damu, it's something you're sure it's going to last you and your generations to come. Okay, so yeah, ukifeel kuquit, do it, but come back. Make sure you come back. You've come too far kuquit sahi. Okay. Yes, I'm worried. I'm sure I'm worried. Anyone with a question?
Atuambia tu quit, atu quit.
It's okay to quit, but make sure you come back. Anyone with any question, tuko na less than a minute.
Okay, kuna time mako iko blank kabisa, you can't do anything.
Yes, a lot of times. Market, the major, okay, tuko na less than a minute, so ikikatika halfway, kesho. So one thing about the markets ni patience. Lazima ukuwe na patience ingine mingi. Lazima you always be patient na kugoja. So unaweza pata the entire day you've not traded anything, then opportunities ikuje 3 AM ama 4 AM. If you miss them, it's okay. Kesho utapata ingine. Time hakuna any opportunities, go make something else to happen. Enda tu ufanye kitu ingine.
Do not chase the markets.
Alafu pia ukipata uko na emotions ama umeamka vibaya, don't read. Chana nayo.